It's been 4 years in the making and I have finally done it. I have booked my ticket to Bangkok and I will be leaving on the 18th of March 2024. I've got a real mix of emotions about this. There's a couple of reasons why I've decided to travel around Southeast Asia in my 30s. I did originally have plans to go to America and to Canada, but I'll get onto those reasons a little bit later. What I want to start with is why I've decided to do this trip at all. For those of you that watch this channel regularly, you'll know that I had a renovation project which started 4 years ago. It was only supposed to take a year, but it ended up taking 4. And my plan was always to go travelling after that renovation was finished. So I felt kind of trapped here in the UK. It's not just been the project that's kept me trapped as well. I feel a little bit trapped in my general lifestyle. Now, I'm not here to talk down this country. I think there's a lot of great things to be said about it, but I think most people can relate at the moment to how expensive everything is. Wages have stagnated and haven't gone up for a very long time for most people, and the cost of living most definitely has. So the cost of rent or your mortgage, cost of fuel, the cost of a car, the cost of gas and electric, cost of food, it feels a lot like you're trying to just keep your head above water in the UK. And it's never been the kind of lifestyle that I imagined for myself. You see a lot of videos on YouTube about people that have adopted this nomadic lifestyle, that they're living in a different country. And while I accept that the grass is not going to be greener necessarily, it's a lifestyle that I want to explore and I want to play with. And right now, I've got a rare opportunity to go travelling, which I may not have in the future, and so I am taking full advantage of it. The other thing is, I feel like in the UK, I've got into a little bit of a rut. You know, I'm doing a job which is okay, but it's not fulfilling me in any particular way. I've been working in sales for nearly 10 years now, and while it has paid the bills and it's been very good to me, it feels like I need something else in my life. I feel like I want to be providing more value to the world. I want to be doing something different with my life. And so I feel like I've got stuck in a bit of a rut because I find myself incredibly bored a lot of the time, and that makes me feel low, and at times kind of depressed even. And because I feel this boredom and this level of depression, I then don't want to go out and do anything in the evening. So I feel like I've kind of got stuck in this rut. And for anyone that's been stuck in a rut for a very long time, you'll know it's difficult to get yourself out of it. Someone explained it to me once like a ski resort or a mountain. So there's a fresh layer of snow, which is when you're like a kid, and you're skiing down the mountain, which is your thoughts. And when you're first skiing on this mountain, there's a fresh layer of snow and you can go in any direction you want to. But as you get older, you start going down the same routes again and again and again. And as you do that, you start to create tracks in the snow. And the more you go through these tracks, the deeper they get. And the more you go down these tracks, the harder it is to get out of them. And I know from personal experience that whenever I've been stuck in a rut, it's always been some kind of massive change that has helped me get out of that. I guess that's part of what this trip is about for me, is changing my environment, changing everything about my current lifestyle, and just allowing myself to see life from a different perspective and to maybe start feeling happier or more fulfilled in some way. And I appreciate that traveling abroad is not going to solve all my problems. I totally understand that. But it's very difficult to solve your problems when you're stuck in the same routines that you've been in for a very long time. Someone gave me a quote once which was really, really useful, and it was something like, you can't have big ideas from small places. So yeah, it's a case of wanting a fresh perspective. It's a case of feeling a little bit trapped here in the UK and allowing myself to have this adventure and get in touch with a part of me that I've been disconnected from for a long time. There's also a couple of reasons why I picked Southeast Asia. So for anyone that watches this channel, you'll know that I originally had plans to go to Canada, and that was because I have citizenship there. and I have the opportunity to go and to live and to work out there if I wanted to. I've always felt a real draw to Canada and to America, and I think that's for two reasons. It's firstly for the people. Everyone seems, at least seems, very friendly out there, and secondly, it's the nature and the landscapes. You know, everything's much bigger in Canada and America. You know, you compare that to the UK, where we're only on a very small island where lots of people want to live, and it's quite rare to be able to find undisturbed nature. And even if you do, it's normally teeming with people because they're all trying to get away from these boxes, these concrete boxes that everybody lives in. Whereas you go to somewhere like America and Canada and the landscapes are just so much bigger. There's a sense of freedom that you get in places like that versus somewhere like here in the UK. And we do have places, you know, you go to Scotland or somewhere like that and they have some amazing landscapes, but Scotland's kind of isolated. So yeah, the first reason I've decided to go to Southeast Asia instead of Canada was because of my budget. And this was a major factor for me. I have only got a certain amount of money to tide me through, and I will be able to extend my travel and my experiences much longer in a place like Southeast Asia versus somewhere like Canada. From my research, it seems like a pretty reasonable budget to travel with is about £1,000 a month or $1,200 in somewhere like Southeast Asia, and you can live quite comfortably doing that. Whereas I think I'm going to need at least double that budget to travel America or Canada, and I probably won't be able to afford the same kind of lifestyle that I would out in Southeast Asia. So, first major reason is budget. The second reason that I want to travel to Southeast Asia is actually my age. So, I'm currently 33 years old, and I don't think I'll have the energy and the enthusiasm to take on the chaos that is Southeast Asia when I am much older. So I would rather do it while I can. It's actually part of the reason why I'm a little bit anxious about going in the first place, because I've actually been to Southeast Asia before. I went on a backpacking trip around Thailand with my brother back in 2009, and I was 19 years old back then. From a lot of the content that I've seen out there, it seems like it's mostly younger people that are travelling Southeast Asia, and I guess I'm a little bit concerned about whether I'll fit in or not. You know, I've heard lots of stories about people travelling Southeast Asia that are much, much older than me, or I've heard stories about other travellers, younger travellers, meeting travellers that are in their 70s and having a really good time with them. So I think maybe age doesn't matter so much when you're out there, but I guess I won't know till I am out there. So those are my two main reasons to travel to Southeast Asia. Is first my budget, and second my age. I hope I've made the right choice. You know, I'm feeling a little bit anxious about the travel, and I think I'm going to cover that in some future videos. But yeah, I hope I've made the right choice. If you want to hear more about my upcoming adventure to Southeast Asia, then make sure you stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, like, all the rest of it. I want to create some more videos about the stuff I'm going to be taking when I go out there. I'm going to try and keep it as minimal as possible. And I also want to document the whole process. So stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching as always, and I will catch up with you soon.